prices are continuing to go up. Costco and Walmart are raising some of their prices. People are showing it.
Costco.
Shut your mouth.
I thought it was half of that.
That was what we got last time. Was it 180 last time?
No, it was 150 last time. That was almost $100 more expensive.
Everything in here is going up by 25%. I swear, since 2 weeks ago.
What is going on? I will say I don't understand why the prices were raised 20 to 25%. Everything that we bought just 2 weeks ago their prices have raised incredibly. It's kind of sad.
What the? What the? $17.49 for one can of coffee in America. This used to be $11.99 a month and a half ago. Yeah. Are we gonna go uncaffeinated in America? Because of what the? $17.49 for one.
Walmart warned us, and now they've done it. Walmart just jacked up their prices, and I have the list right over here. Some everyday essentials up 50% almost overnight. The company is blaming President Trump's tariffs. Let's break it down for you right here. CNBC tracked the prices of the same items on May 20th and then on July 7th. Same items. A 12-piece pot and pan set from Drew Barrymore's line used to be $99, now $149. That's a 51% price jump. A Graco stroller went from $199 up to $299. That's another 50% spike since May. Even basic kitchen stuff like a nonstick fry pan up 28%. Coffee, bad news there. Folgers Classic Roast is up 17%. Dunkin', depending on the size, up to 9 and 11%. Milk, too. The cheap store brand, great value, up across the board. Whole milk, 2%, 1% milk, all cost more. Even men's jeans, Levi's Signature, ticked up. This is the time to go bulk grocery shop on anything you can store or freeze. This is going to get worse before it gets better.
I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I just got back from Costco, and if you're not paying attention to the shipping news, you probably should be. I know that everybody's worried about tariffs, everybody's worried about prices of things increasing. I know that that's like a concern for people, but you should probably go ahead and take stock of your house and like staples that you need to have and go ahead and get them. And I don't mean like panic buying, because we don't want to do that. That's not helpful to anybody. But as you can see, I have a kitten diapers. We cloth diaper as well, but we are going through a phase where we kind of use both. So I went ahead and got a box of those. But I noticed that Costco was looking particularly empty. Like, for example, the fruits and vegetable section was lots more sparsely populated, and there was furniture for display in it, which I have never seen before. I also noticed that a lot of the overstocked shelves that they keep extra pallets on, like above the floor stock, were pretty empty. And if you've seen signs from people talking about large industries worried about tariffs and shipping shortages, it's coming for us. Now, I'm Old Port, and we have some tools and things that we use for resilience, right? Like, we're not worried about running out of toilet paper. We have a bidet. We're not super worried about running out of paper towels. We have plenty of Swedish dishcloths and lots of just old rags that we can use. But I also noticed that there was a lack of the variety of fruits and vegetables that are normally available at Costco. And if you depend on those, they're just not as available. And they're things that are like kind of in season right now too. So for example, there were no carrots, and that's a little alarming. There were no like peas or anything like that. There's nothing that should be coming in from the fields now, and I think that's directly reflective of what's happening with our migrant labor force. And I don't want you to panic. What I want you to do is start planning for your community and start meeting people and grow a garden and be resilient. We are at a time in the year where now is a really good time to try and grow food if you can afford it. It is also a really good time to get to meet your neighbors, because you might be wanting to trade skills back and forth. Maybe you're not a good grower, but your neighbor down the road is, and they're not like super handy with fixing lawnmowers, but maybe you can. Similarly, I have traded chickens for all kinds of things. So now is a really good time to like get out in your community, make connections with your local food banks, figure out like what you can barter if you need to. And as a reminder, you may not need to at some point. The recession is not going to hit all of us the same. I do think that all of us are going to be affected. But part of being a good community member is also doing things sometimes that you don't necessarily need to. A good example of this, I have taught people how to process birds, and they don't have money to give me, but they have birds. Like, they have raised chickens or hatched chickens out, and they have like 10 roosters, and they need to get rid of them. And they don't know how. They don't have the equipment. So what I have done in the past is let people come over and learn how to do that and use my equipment. And I'll take like a bird from them as payment, or 2 birds from them as payment, whatever they feel comfortable with, and they get the rest for their family. So there is valuable skills that you can share with people. And sometimes people just need like their pride to stay intact. But yeah, now's a really good time to start thinking about the recession, about the incoming depression, about things that you need, about building a emergency supply of like a month's worth of food, and what you need to be resilient for you and your family.
This economy is very scary right now. I don't know how people are paying for everything, like housing, food, clothing, you know, the basic stuff, like getting a haircut and whatnot, because everything has gone up a lot in the past year. I was just in the supermarket a couple of days ago, and I just bought a few things. And I remember specifically the 12-pack soda. It used to cost $5, and now it's $10. And I had a $100 bill. It was gone. Like, I went there, then I went to another store and bought like one or two things. That 100 was gone. It's crazy. I don't know how people are doing it. My best guess is everybody is reaching their credit card limits up right now, and that's a dangerous place to be.
I know personally that I have gone to the stores and I've seen some of these increases as well, particularly coffee at Costco. That has gone up so much. It's incredible. Olive oil is another one that's gone up tremendously, in my opinion. It is so expensive right now to get olive oil and, again, coffee, and of course a lot of other things as well. Walmart, pretty much everything is starting to creep up a little bit in price. The thing is, Costco is trying to do different things to keep their prices low because they are really known for their low cost, and they have a lot of their members that they want to continue to please, and they don't want to lose the status of being this low cost leader with bulk buying. So they are working hard at rerouting some of their imports, at just trying to find ways to mitigate those costs so that they don't have to pass them on to the consumers, while Walmart has already openly declared that they are passing on those additional costs to the consumers because of the tariffs. So right now, prices are just going up pretty much everywhere, little by little, but some stores are able to delay it. Other stores, you're kind of already seeing it. I love being able to go and stock up on some of my favorite items because I can get it now in abundance and put it in my pantry for long-term food storage, and then I have it there for when we need it. I don't do a lot of stocking up at Walmart. I go there more for my everyday produce, but it's also a great place to buy things, not necessarily in bulk if you can't afford it, because Walmart's going to have smaller quantity of items and at a cheaper price. So definitely go and get some items now that you know you may be needing in the future. Lock them in today's prices because inflation is just going up, and 6 months from now, everything that you're buying is only going to be more expensive. So let me know your thoughts down below.
Walmart warned us, and now they've done it. Walmart just jacked up their prices, and I have the list right over here. Some everyday essentials up 50% almost overnight. The company is blaming President Trump's tariffs. Let's break it down for you right here. CNBC tracked the prices of the same items on May 20th and then on July 7th, same items. A 12-piece pot and pan set from Drew Barrymore's line used to be $99, now $149. That's a 51% price jump. A Graco stroller went from $199 up to $299. That's another 50% spike since May. Even basic kitchen stuff like a nonstick fry pan up 28%. Coffee, bad news there. Folgers Classic Roast is up 17%. Dunkin', depending on the size, up to 9 and 11%. Milk, too. The cheap store brand, great value, up across the board. Whole milk, 2%, 1% milk, all cost more. Even men's jeans, Levi's Signature, ticked up. This is the time to go bulk grocery shop on anything you can store or freeze. This is going to get worse before it gets better. Walmart warned us, and now they've done it. Walmart just jacked up their prices, and I have the list right over here. Some everyday essentials up 50% almost overnight. The company is blaming President Trump's tariffs. Let's break it down for you right here. CNBC tracked the prices of the same items on May 20th and then on July 7th, same items. A 12-piece pot and pan set from Drew Barrymore's line used to be $99, now $149. That's a 51% price jump. A Graco stroller went from $199 up to $299. That's another 50% spike since May. Even basic kitchen stuff like a nonstick fry pan up 28%. Coffee, bad news there. Folgers Classic Roast is up 17%. Dunkin', depending on the size, up to 9 and 11%. Milk, too. The cheap store brand, great value, up across the board. Whole milk, 2%, 1% milk, all cost more. Even men's jeans, Levi's Signature, ticked up. This is the time to go bulk grocery shop on anything you can store or freeze. This is going to get worse before it gets better.
Walmart has announced it will increase prices nationwide despite record profits the last several quarters. So this one is a really hard hit to the economy, especially for the people that are at the income level where Walmart is probably the best price point in order to get groceries and basic household items. So as we all know, the inflation has been really rough the last several years. One of the biggest hits to everyday people is that grocery prices have about tripled in the span of the last 3 or 4 years. And this is not going to help anybody. It kind of makes me wonder, like, at what point do they realize, like, people are just not going to be able to do it, guys? Because it's just like, it's already so hard to make it that you have 30 and 40-year-olds still living with their parents because they cannot afford to buy a house in this economy. And so you've got people working a regular full-time job. You've got people doing gig economy work like Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats. They're doing house sitting, dog sitting. They're working on Fiverr and Upwork just to be able to try to put some money together to be able to pay for things like pay some debt down, pay some bills down. And at some point, it's just going to crack for basic average people that are just trying to like go work a 40-hour workday and come home to their couple of kids, like the average American family, and just make it. And that's even with both parents working full time now, not like, 60s where you can go back and you only got one person working at a factory job and it pays for a house and a spouse and a couple of kids and everybody can just do it. So I think this is a really bad look for Walmart. I know that both Target and Aldi have announced this year that they're going to do everything they can to actually decrease prices on a number of basic items. And so I think this is going to create a bigger gap. Aldi's already cheaper groceries than Walmart is. Even their great value brand, because Aldi's all their store brand. But for the other basic necessities that you can't get at something like Aldi, you'll have to continue to go to Walmart, or Target might come a little bit closer in line. Now Target's a much nicer store to me than Walmart is, just to be able to do your basic necessities. But let me know what you guys think of this and how they expect people to keep paying for stuff, especially the people in our society that are already struggling with the gas prices, the grocery prices. And Walmart doesn't need to do this. They're already one of the most profitable companies in all of the United States. So there's no reason for this for me. I know it makes the stockholders happy, but you're just crushing regular people. So let me know your thoughts.
I'm in Walmart right now. So Walmart came out and said that they're also going to have to raise prices because of the tariff increase. A year ago it was 10%, now it's 30%. Of course, very recently it was shot up to 145%. The one thing I can't help but think about is how many shelf labels there are in here. Like, this is just the wiper blade aisle. So now, because of this fight that no one asked for, still no one can defend and understand, every retailer out there is going to have to change their price tags. The logic initially was to do American made, but even that is thrown out the window. Yet another way we stick it to the hourly worker, right?
Walmart warned us, and now they've done it. Walmart just jacked up their prices, and I have the list right over here. Some everyday essentials up 50% almost overnight. The company is blaming President Trump's tariffs. Let's break it down for you right here. CNBC tracked the prices of the same items on May 20th and then on July 7th. Same items. A 12-piece pot and pan set from Drew Barrymore's line used to be $99.
Walmart is taking tags off to increase their prices.
Yeah. I'm just getting a little outfits or whatever, just some little clothes to put on for work or whatever. And I'm like, okay, these leggings is cute, so these are the leggings. The pants or whatever, just to throw on for work. So, okay. So the price say $8.98, but you go on the tag, and the tag say $7.98, right? And then you start looking through all the other ones, and you see that they are ripping the tags off here at Walmart. Ripping the tags off. Then you go to another one. They all ripped off. Then you go over here. Prime example. $13.98. See this dress? Look at the tag. They forgot to rip this off. $12.98. Again. $11.98. See that? $11.98. But you go to the pants, and it's $10.98. So what they're doing is they're ripping the original prices off of them and putting their own prices. Walmart, y'all need to do better. Y'all got all this goddamn money, but y'all want to rip tags off. Y'all want to rip tags off. See? Same pair of pants I have. Rip the tag off. Tag is ripped off.
This is getting crazy. We can't even afford groceries anymore. My husband brings home not even $500 a week. And we can't afford this freaking crap. And we went to fill out for freaking food stamps to get help. They denied us. They said he made too much. Off of not even $500 a week. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. We can't even get help. But that's not the point. My husband, he works, and I can't work. This is getting out of control.
$700. $700.05. That is what I just spent at Walmart to buy groceries for my home, to buy our essentials. Like, I didn't buy anything wild and crazy and extra. The only thing that I would say that I bought that was extra was I bought a couple of those cheap t-shirts that are like the $5 t-shirts in the kids section because my daughter loves them. Or two of my daughters love them. And then I bought a pair of $7 black shorts for my daughter because she needed some. So that wasn't even extra because she needed some. And I bought me a pair of shorts. $700. I can't afford this. Like, I'm a teacher, and my husband also works for my school district, and the cost of living has gone up so freaking much, but we're not raising teacher salaries. We're not raising them. We're not making them match what is happening right now and how much everything has just skyrocketed. Like, it's getting to the point to where we have to choose, are we paying this bill or are we feeding my kids? And I will choose to feed my kids every freaking time. I don't care. I just can't. I don't care anymore. But now it's going to get to the point to where it's like, okay, we don't have a vehicle. I guess we're walking everywhere. And I get so mad when I get people on here that is like, well, get another job. I do. I have another job. I have two other jobs. I am a photographer, which is really not getting any business because nobody can freaking afford it. It doesn't matter if I change my prices or not. And I also do Spark delivery on the side as much as I possibly can, which makes me then gone from my family all day long and not making enough to still make ends meet. My husband is doing other side jobs. Like, we can't afford this anymore. And I'm so tired of, it's not like, I don't even know how to say it anymore because I'm tired of beating around the bush on like the politics about it. I don't care anymore about all this extra stuff. Like, you know, I just want to be able to afford to feed my family. 2 years ago, this would have cost $350 and that still made me want to choke. $700.05 is how much I spent at Walmart today to try to feed my family, hopefully for the next few weeks. Our politicians need to do better because the average American family cannot afford this anymore, and our children are going to suffer. And I just can't.
Okay, I just got done with Walmart. If you saw my video just a little bit ago about how much I spent for just 29 items, I had to use my credit card because I couldn't afford it. I'm a single mom. Come on, people. Trump, everybody, lower the grocery bills. We gotta eat. We gotta feed our kids. Come on, really take this seriously. Trump, administration, anybody listening, please lower the grocery bills. We can hardly afford this stuff anymore. Thank you and bye. This is my rant for the day of Saturday. Bye, guys.
We're here in Florida on vacation. We just got back from Publix. We were like blown away by the prices at Publix. I don't know where other people are shopping at, but we thought the prices were so high compared to where we're from. Like the prices of a Starbucks instant coffee, like a little tiny thing was $13. On my last video that I did about grocery shopping, everyone said to go to Publix because it was more affordable. I don't know. I'm like, wow, we were like blown away. So we spent almost $300 for 4 or 5 days in Florida. We did get some nicer beer, obviously wine, some nice seafood to cook out tonight. But besides that, I mean, just in general, the prices were expensive. We're like, oh my gosh, how are people like feeding more than 1 or 2 kids here? I have to mention the pepper. The pepper my husband got was $4 for 1 pepper, not organic.
How come no one's freaking out harder about how high grocery prices are right now? In 2020, my grocery bill was $100 to $150 a month. Now, it's $300 to $350 a month. And now, I don't even buy meat. I can't afford it. I dumped Publix. I only go to Target because it's the cheapest option near me. I almost never buy the name brand stuff. This is beyond inflation at this point. This is just a full-on scam. Last week, I went and got salt, shaving cream, and a salad kit. Altogether, these 3 tiny things cost $10.31. A box of salt was $4. Like what? I could rub it on my skin and live forever? It's salt.
Hey guys, just wanted to get on here really quick and talk about the crazy price shock we are all experiencing when we go to the grocery store. Right now, specifically Walmart, you know, the low price leader of the country, they're not the low price leader anymore. I mean, I don't think so anyway. So the prices are really going up. Everybody is reporting about it. And you're seeing it across the board. It's not just food, it's pretty much everything. I know a lot of people have already decided not to go to Walmart and boycott it. But for those of us that have still been shopping there, we're, you know, seeing the price increases. And you're seeing it across the board. You know, this is not just Walmart. This is happening everywhere. It's happening at all stores around. And right now, there's not much you can do about it. What I would suggest is don't assume that one store is going to have the lowest prices, because you don't know anymore. Things are changing dramatically. So definitely shop around, shop sales when you see sales. That's what I'm doing. And then also choosing to buy less, you know, so going more of the frugal route. And that's something that, you know, I'm not always that great at, because it is hard for me not to just kind of shop when I feel like I need something. And sometimes delayed gratification is hard, even for me. And I've been, you know, frugal for quite some time now, ever since getting married. But it's something that we need to do. It's like I'm not even buying much of anything, but yet I'm spending so much money just on groceries. So it's really getting rough out there, guys. I mean, with the way prices are going, can you imagine what they're going to be like in a year from now? You know, things never go down, they only go up. So what do you think it's going to be like a year from now? I think it's going to be pretty bad. I mean, I already can't hardly afford the grocery bill. So let's see what happens next. So let me know if you're seeing price increases in your local areas as well. I'm in Oklahoma and I'm seeing it here. And share down below what state you're in. I'd be curious to know. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Walmart, you do not need to raise prices because of tariffs. You need to raise prices because you treated all your customers like thieves and now we don't shop there anymore. So Walmart says they're going to raise prices because of tariffs, but yet they fail to mention what they've been doing to push customers away. Only at Walmart are you proven guilty until you are innocent. How many times did you have to show a receipt before you left Walmart? Instead of having a Walmart greeter, now they have a receipt checker. And you guys are not Costco. I didn't buy a membership, so stopping random people and checking certain belongings to some and not others, that's profiling. But one thing I really hate is the reason you lose my money is I don't have to go and have to ask for an employee to unlock something as simple as deodorant or emery boards or nail polish or whatever, because you have every fucking thing locked up. It's annoying. I'll go to a store where I can just go and pick it off a shelf and go to the cashier. Thanks. And I understand surveillance and security is paramount in a store like this, but when you walk down an aisle and the screens flash on with a bright light and you're being clocked for every breath you take, it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. You have 0 cashiers, but the employees you do hire are basically being paid minimum wage to be security through your whole store. Last time I was there, 1 cashier and they direct everybody to self-checkout, which is fine, but then you have 2 people just standing there, 2 employees talking to each other, and then they come over and then they peer into your bags to make sure you didn't snag anything and throw it in there when they weren't looking. What are these employees going to do? Run down the road and chase me because I took a Snickers bar if I did? And remember that sweet little Walmart greeter, the little old lady that had nothing to do, so she was just stand there and say hello and goodbye to you? Yeah, at my Walmart, she's been replaced by a legit security guard that is armed. Who wants to shop like this? I don't. So Walmart, if you want to keep blaming the tariffs as a way to get around how you treat your own customers, the people that bring the money in, you go ahead and do that. But all I know is most of us are sick of dealing with this, so we've moved on to other stores where we're not being treated like thieves.